Have you eaten like a McDonald's in Singapore recently?
I have never eaten McDonald's in Singapore.
Never.
Never.
In Singapore, every MS boy, the moment you finish your confinement, so you go in there for 2 weeks, you're in the army camp.
What are you eating
First,
those 2 weeks?
Yeah, you're eating like whatever they cook. But the first thing that most of these guys come out, the first thing they eat is McDonald's.
So this is the McDonald's where everyone.
Yes, right after they book out.
Correct.
Yeah, let's do it.
My first McDonald's McSpicy.
Yeah, you have. I don't think you can find it in the US. You can't find it.
I haven't lived yet.
You haven't lived
I'm
yet.
about to.
I tell you, try it.
I'm about to.
You really have to try it.
That's so spicy, Lock.
Oh, I think for some people it kicks in after a while.
So tell me about national service. You have 2 weeks intense time in training.
Yeah, that's your first confinement period. So usually it's
called confinement.
Yeah, it's basically what they call the adjustment period.
Okay.
You come out of your civilian life, you go in there and then they shave your head.
They shave your head.
Yeah, you go in there, they shave your head. I'm out already.
How was it? How was it? How'd that feel?
It shows your identity. But everyone goes through that, and then during that 2 weeks, you kind of go through the basics,
Okay.
of your basic military training. So your first 2 weeks is you learn how to march, you learn how to do push-ups, you learn basic soldier drills. And the other 9 weeks, you finish your basic military training, which is then after that you get deployed into a different unit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And only young boys, no young girls.
Yeah, it's mandatory for all men.
Mandatory for all.
Yeah. So for
At 18.
after graduation of like high school, so it's usually like right when before you turn 19.
What was your favorite part and your least favorite part?
The favorite part, I think, is the fact that you get to make new friends.
Yeah.
And have that shared experience. The part that I don't like the most is actually sometimes the bad food that you eat when you're out in the field.
And that's why you're going to be.
That's why you're think I'm on McDonald's.
That's why we're having McSpicy. So let's talk a minute about how the U.S. and Singapore work together. Did you, during your national service experience, get to interact with U.S. soldiers and learn about U.S. technologies? Tell me more about that relationship.
Yeah, so I think the first most intimate experience was that we had a lot of our military leaders. They graduated from U.S. military institutions, like West Point.
Yeah.
So I had a commander above me that was a graduate of West Point. They really came back with a deeper understanding of how to actually lead in the military. So I think that's one of the great things where, like Singapore, did stand to benefit from that kind of training that I think only somewhere like West Point offered. The second thing I think is, this is a secret rivalry, but I'll just share it with you, is that, the Army and the Air Force guys, you don't train well, right? Right, I'm sure it's in the same in the US.
I hear that with every military. Are you an Army guy or
I'm an Army guy. I'm an
Army guy? Okay.
Yeah, but I know a lot of them train in the. I have some of my buddies, they train in the US because we're like the second biggest foreign detachment training in the US.
We love the Singaporean soldiers. We love the Singaporean pilots. We find that working with Singapore has been great for both countries.
Yeah, and they enjoy the training. They come back. They always say that they love flying the skies because in Singapore we have such limited space. The moment we take
13
off,
seconds. 13 seconds from the time you take off to the time you are no longer in Singapore.
correct.
I became a U.S. ambassador, and this was my chance to serve my country. And it's fascinating to me, and really, I'm quite interested in your thinking about your national service and what does that mean to serve your country and your ability to contribute to society from such an early age. What's that like?
Yeah, so I think a lot of us when we finish our national service, we always feel that we're given back to our country, and it's interesting because when we grew up from like 1 to 18, actually the state has given us so much, right? Like education, healthcare, and when we turn 19, when you go in there, you march in there, you might not like it going in, but when we finish at 2 years or 1 year and 10 months, we come out feeling that we've done our part for the nation.
And that wraps up this episode of Let's Makan. We're hoping for more eating McDonald's and less military conflict.